Right, you guys. Today we will do part 2 of Unit 4, which is editing the paragraph. Okay. So there are some tips on how to improve writing techniques, your writing techniques. You know that writing a paragraph or writing anything, it's all about how you write and your writing technique. Okay. So you, in order to make your writing interesting, you have to use sentence variation. Okay, so what are these sentence variation? Well, what do they tell you to do? Experienced writers mix up sentence variety. Okay, so they use different type and styles of writing by using an assortment of sentence patterns, rhythms, and length. Okay, so sentence pattern like subject, verb, object, like gerund. They start with a gerund, they use the infinitive, and so on and so forth. The rhythm of the sentence, like as you remember when we talk about types of sentences, okay, so they may use like the start of the sentence is as the start of the next sentence, or the end of one sentence is like the rhythm of the end of the next sentence. Okay, and sentence length ممكن تكون simple sentences, short sentences, ممكن تكون complex sentences, compound sentences, complex compound sentences. It depends. Okay, so in order to make the writing more interesting, they use a mix of sentence variety. And experienced writer incorporate a sentence variety into the writing by varying sentence style and structure. Same, they use different grammatical style. They use, for example, the past tense, the present tense, the different tenses in the past, present, and future, and many other types of writing. So when you tell a story, for example, you can tell a story in the past. You can also tell something to reminisce something, to recall something from the past of the past. Okay, so you can use different styles of grammatical styles in your writing. This reduces the repetition. Okay, like I took a train yesterday and I took another one today. Instead of saying I took a train yesterday and I took a train today, I said I took a train yesterday and I took another one today. So another one comes instead of repeating the word train. Okay, and adds emphasis to important points in the text. Experienced writer incorporate the rule of 3. Okay, the rule of 3 is a 3-part structure in their writing. Like we talk about the setup, building, anticipation, and then they finish with a punchline, resolution, or plot twist. Okay, so this is when it comes to literary work. Same goes for when it comes to other academic, scientific works. You have to introduce first your topic, then you have to gather the information, give examples, provide details about the themes in your body, and then you have to conclude with recommendation in your conclusion. Okay, so it's called the rule of the 3. Okay, it's a 3-part structure. For example, introducing a let's see. Aisha, can you read the example, please?
Yes. Introducing a short rhetorical question keeps the reader's attention. Combining choppy sentences at the beginning into one longer sentence adds rhythm and interest to the paragraph.
All right, thank you. So, introducing a short rhetorical question. Are we alive? Question mark. Okay, so you introduce a rhetorical question. It's not about yes, we are alive. No, we are not alive. It's not a yes, no question. It's something to think about. Okay. Combining choppy sentences at the beginning into longer sentences. Longer sentences doesn't mean run-on sentences. Do you remember what are the run-on sentences? Who remembers? What is
I
a run-on?
I think it's the sentences with a dangling modifier.
آه يعني قربت يا سحر. مين بيقدر يصلح شوي لسحر اللي حكته؟ These are sentences that keep on going and going and going and going without punctuation marks. Okay, كيف بالعربي جملنا عبارة عن فقرة. بالإنجليزي it's not the same. They don't like long or run-on sentences. They prefer short sentences. There could be complex or compound complex sentences that are longer. Okay? ولكن a run-on sentence is a sentence that keeps on going and going and going without any punctuation mark. Okay? So some writers, they like to combine different types of sentences. As we said, the different types of sentences are four. We have the simple sentences, we have the complex sentences, we have the compound sentences, and we have the complex compound sentences. And if you remember from previous unit, a simple sentence is composed of a subject and a verb, and the verb or subject complement, or the sentence complement. A complex sentence is composed of two independent clauses. Okay? A compound sentence is composed of one independent clause and two or more dependent clause. And a compound complex sentence is a sentence that has a independent clause plus a compound sentence. Okay? يعني فيها two independent clauses and more than one dependent clause. Okay? So remember these type of sentences when you want to write something, whether it's in academic writing, scientific writing, literary writing, any type of writing. Okay. So we have many ways of using variety in a sentence. We can start a sentence with an adverb. We can start a sentence with a prepositional phrase. There are movable and unmovable prepositions. A preposition that can be placed anywhere in the sentence and a preposition that cannot be moved. They have a specific place in a sentence. We have something that is called overuse of prepositional phrase. Some of the writers use a lot of prepositional phrase, so it becomes cluttered, it becomes incomprehensible. Okay? We can start the sentence by inverting the subject-verb place, like in Arabic. We can start with the verb instead of the subject. Connecting ideas to increase sentence variety through joining ideas using modifiers. We have an ing modifier, we have an ed modifier, and ing and ed, or we can join ideas using a relative clause, or we can join ideas using an appositive. Okay? We can join ideas or write sentence varieties using coordination and subordination. أكبر من أو الأكبر. Okay? We can use the coordination with the coordinating conjunctions or the conjunctive adverbs. Or we can use the subordinating conjunctions. We can use also parallelism. Do you know what parallelism is? When two sentences or two parts of the sentence are the same. I am going to school and playing basketball. ing. It's not I am going to school and I play basketball. Okay? Parallelism. It should be the same. So we have what we call coordinating, using parallelism with coordinating conjunctions, or with than and as, or with correlative conjunctions. We will talk about each one of these in a bit. Okay? ولكن هدول, these are the different types of sentence structure, rhythm, and grammar that we can use to use variety in a sentence. Okay? Starting a sentence with an adverb. All right, we know what's an adverb. ظرف زمان, ظرف مكان, ظرف طريقة معينة, manner. Okay? An adverb is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Okay? فقط. ذكروا دائما. الادجective هو يلي بيوصف اسم أو ضمير. ولكن الادverb يا إما بيوصف فعل, يا إما بيوصف صفة, يا إما بيوصف ظرف آخر. Okay? And often ends in ly, زي quickly, softly, and quietly. Moving the adverb changes the rhythm of the sentence and slightly alters its meaning. مش قلنا إنه بنقدر نحط الادverb في أول الجملة, في نص الجملة, في آخر الجملة, بس إلها مطارح معينة. أوكي؟ بتنحط فيها. فلما نغير مكان الادفيرب, الفوكس للكونتنت شيفتس a little bit. اوكي؟ الفوكس بيعمل shifting. ممكن يكون الفوكس على السبجكت, ممكن يكون الفوكس على الفيرب, ممكن يكون الفوكس على sentence complement. It depends where you put your adverb. Okay? This technique is effective and in fictional writing. إذا وين تنحط التكنيك؟ إذا قلت لكم شو اسمه, starting a sentence with an adverb is used most effectively in fictional writing. True, false, شو بتقولوا لي؟ شو بتقولوا لي؟
True.
No, exactly. Okay? طيب. An adverb used at the beginning of a sentence is usually followed by a comma. Sometimes, hardly, comma, I wake up energetic in the morning. Okay? زي ما يسأل. A comma indicates that the reader should pause briefly, which creates a useful rhetorical device. Maita, can you read the example?
She slowly turned the corner and peered into the murky basement.
Murky basement. And peered into the murky basement.
Slowly, she turned the corner and peered into the murky basement.
Oh, okay. So, she slowly turned the corner. هون الemphasis وين؟ على التيرنينج. اوكي, على المشي. هلا slowly هون الemphasis على timing. Okay, slowly she turned the corner. So you see when he said that شو اسمه, it slightly alters the meaning of a sentence. لأنه أول وحدة كانت الفوكس على ال speed, yeah, the speed of turning a corner. ولكن الثانية it focused on the timing, okay? The timing of turning the corner. Slowly, motion, okay? She turned the corner. All right, so this is how you use an adverb to give some variety in your writing, okay? So here are lists of adverbs that are most commonly used in English. Please try to learn them by heart. It's not for the exam or anything, it's just for you, okay? Try to learn them by heart so that when they come in a sentence, you know directly that these are called adverbs, all right? So now we saw how it gives us a slight variety when where we use the adverb. هلا. Starting a sentence with a prepositional phrase. Okay, that's another way to change or to vary your writing. It is a group of words that behaves as an adjective or an adverb, modifying a noun or a verb. The adjective modifies the noun, the adverb modifies the verb. Okay? They contain a preposition, of course, a word that specifies a place, a direction, or a time, and an object of the preposition. It's a noun phrase or pronoun that follows the preposition. Okay? Adjectives may be placed between the preposition and the object in the prepositional phrase. Okay? We can use adjectives in a prepositional phrase, and they come between the preposition and the object of the prepositional phrase. Some prepositional phrases can be moved to the beginning of a sentence in order to create variety in a piece of writing. Words that are placed at the beginning or end of a sentence generally receive the greatest emphasis. Okay? Prepositional phrases are usually in any type of writing. Okay? You can find many prepositional phrases in many type of writing. Like in the park, in the afternoon, at home, okay? So these all are prepositional phrases. The prepositions are in, at, on, okay? And the prepositional phrases are the objects of the preposition. So in the evening, I was walking home when I heard the voice. I was walking home when I heard the voice in the evening, okay? So you can place it in the beginning or at the end of a sentence. You have many examples, page 205 and 206. You can check them out. And this is a list of the most common, or actually these are almost all. 150, yeah. These are almost all the prepositions that are used in the English language. Also, if you have time, when you have time, learn them by heart. They will help you to improve your writing skills and even your talking skills or speaking skills, okay? Because you will be able to use a variety of prepositions and adverbs in your writing or in your speaking. طيب, we said that we have movable and unmovable prepositional phrases. Okay, so we will talk about the unmovable because we know the movable is easy. We can put it at the beginning, we can put it at the end. It doesn't change the meaning of the sentence, and it's flexible. We can use them either way. ولكن not all prepositional phrases can be placed at the beginning of a sentence. To determine whether a prepositional phrase can be moved, we must determine the meaning of a sentence. Iman, can you read the example, please?
Yes. And number 1, I would like a chocolate
Sunday. Chocolate
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday without whipped cream. Incorrect. Without whipped cream, I would like a chocolate sundae. No,
Doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Without whipped cream, بدون كريمة, please حط لي شو اسمه. يعني you can't start a sentence without whipped cream. Okay, note.
Without whipped cream is the prepositional verb because it describes the chocolate sundae. It cannot be moved to the beginning of the sentence.
Okay, because it's a description of something, it should come after the word, okay? After the phrase it describes. So you cannot move this type of prepositional phrase. If it's something that describes another thing, you cannot move it to the beginning of a sentence. It has to be to follow the thing it describes. Okay. هلا في sometimes writer overuse prepositional phrases and it becomes cluttered, it becomes incomprehensible, okay? Experienced writers often include more than one prepositional phrase in a sentence. It is important not to overload your writing with prepositional phrases using too many modifiers. ليش حكينا modifiers هون؟ لأنه a preposition أو a prepositional phrase modifies بتعطي معلومات إضافية. مش قلنا it describes, so بتعطي معلومات إضافية عن شغلة معينة. So that's why it's called also a modifier. Okay? In the paragraph may create an unintentional comical effect. If your sentence has many prepositional phrases, divide it into 2 short sentences. Okay, 2 or more, it depends on how long is your sentence. Starting your sentence with an inverted subject-object style. We know that a sentence in English starts with the subject. Mary is working. Okay, subject, verb, and object or sentence complement. Most writers follow the subject, verb, object sentence type. Some invert the sentence by reversing the subject and the verb. For example, يا ميسة أو يا نور. نور ما سمعت صوتك اليوم. يلا يا.
A truck was parked in the driveway. Parked in the driveway was a truck.
Okay, park in the driveway was a truck. إمتى بنستخدمها هاي؟ في الإشي الميستريز، أوكي؟ في الإشي اللي فيه action، أوكي؟ لما نقول parked in the driveway was a truck, okay? So inverting the subject verb place gives more emphasis on the subject. This technique is useful for drawing the reader's attention to your primary area of focus. مين المهم هون؟ The truck that was hidden in the driveway, okay? So you have other examples, page 209 to 210. You can check them out. All right. Now, we can connect the ideas in a sentence to increase our sentence variety. Reviewing and rewriting the beginning of sentences is a good way for introducing sentence variety into your writing. There are 3 techniques to do so. We can either use a modifier, ing or ed modifier. We can use a relative clause, or we can use an appositive Okay, we will talk about each one. Hala, when we talk about joining an idea using ing modifier, this is a modifier. This modifier is a word or phrase that qualifies هون بتعني إنه it gives information, more information, the meaning of another element in the sentence. Use the ing verb form and delete the subject. Singing, dancing, swimming. Have you ever heard of the word gerund? A gerund is a verb that acts as a subject. Okay? Playing in the winter is كذا وكذا. Playing in the winter, playing is not a verb, it's a subject. Okay? Use a comma to separate the modifier from the subject of the sentence. Make sure that the main idea in your revised sentence is contained in the main clause, not in the modifier. An ing modifier can also indicate that two actions are occurring at the same time. You can add the ing modifier to the beginning of or the end of a sentence. Let's see. يلا يا عايشة كمان مرة. عايشة, can you hear me? طيب إيمان, عبال ما تظبط عايشة المايك تبعها.
Steve checked the computer system. He discovered the virus.
Virus. Okay, so
virus.
these are two separate independent sentences. Steve checked the computer system. Hi, sentence. Wow. He discovered the virus. That's another sentence. How can you join these ideas? Yeah, Iman.
Checking the computer system, Steve discovered a virus. Virus. Steve discovered a virus by checking the computer system.
Okay. All right. So you can either use the modifier ing at the beginning of a sentence, checking the computer system. Steve discovered a virus. Or you can use it in the dependent sentence. Steve discovered a virus by checking the computer system. Okay? So these are called gerund. They are not verbs. They are they work as a subject. Okay?
بس بدي أسأل سؤال.
Yeah.
qualifies حكيتي إنها راح تعطي أكتر من meaning أكتر من
لا تعطي information. تعطي معلومات إضافية. To qualify.
معلومات إضافية للمعنى.
ما بتغير المعنى, هي بس بتضيف معلومات إضافية. Okay, مثلا I went to school yesterday. I went to school yesterday, but it was raining. I went to school yesterday, it was raining and it had lots of wind. Okay, كل هاي الإضافات هدول بيعطوا information زيادة للسنتنس. ولكن السنتنس الأصلية I went to school yesterday ضلت زي ما هي. Okay.
اوكي شكرا مس.
والإضافات بتكون يا إما في البريديكاتيف يلي هي في شبه الجملة الفعلية, أو بتكون في الناون فريز يلي هي شبه الجملة الاسمية. التنتين هدول بنقدر نضيف فيهم معلومات قد ما بدنا. مثلا the lady went home. The old lady went home. The very old lady went home. شايفة؟ يعني كل هاي الإضافات بتعطي information أكثر وأكثر عن الليدي. اوكي, هاي في الناون فريز. الثانيين فينا نحطهم في الفيرب فريز, في البريديكت, في الجملة الفعلية. اوكي, connecting ideas, joining using an ing modifier. Okay, we said that we can use the ing either at the beginning or in the dependent clause. Okay, ولكن you have to take care that you don't have dangling modifiers. Dangling modifiers يلي هن الكلمات اللي بتعطي information بتكون ناقصة، بتكون واقفة، بتكون لازم يكون فيها إشي عشان تكمل المعلومات هاي. ف dangling modifier and when you misplace the modifier so that it is not logically connected to the rest of the sentence. يلا يا سحر اقرأي هاي المثل.
Jogging across the parking lot, my breath grew ragged and shallow. Is my breath jogging across the parking lot? Correction.
Exactly. So, jogging across the parking lot, my breath grew ragged and shallow. Okay. مين اللي كان شو اسمه breath and shallow اللي هي jogging هون تعتبر. شو الكوركشن؟
Jogging across the parking lot, I felt my breath grow rugged and shallow.
Exactly. مين اللي كان عم يركض؟ أنا طبعا. منطقيا بنفهم من الجملة إنه أنا، ولكن لما نيجي نكتبها we have to be specific. لأنه دائما الموديفاير يتبع الاسم أو الفعل that it modifies. Okay? It cannot be separated from it. All right? So jogging across the parking lot, my breath grew ragged and shallow. هون زي ما حكى my breath هو اللي كان عم بيركض مش أنا. أوكي؟ بس لما عدلتها حكيت I felt my breath grow ragged and shallow. هون صفى ragged and shallow راجع لمين؟ لا my breath يلي راجع لأنا I felt. أوكي؟ طيب هداك كان using an ing modifier. هلا we will talk about using an ed modifier. Some sentences can be combined using an ed verb. ال ed يا إما بيكون past participle يا إما بيكون present participle. Like stopped, finished, played. One of the sentences must contain a form of be, like am, is, are, was, aware, as a helping verb in addition to the ed verb form. Okay? إذا عندنا هون ال present participle وعندنا past participle. Drop the helping verb be. You can, to make modification or to have variety, you can drop the helping verb be and the subject from the sentence with an ed form which can be added to the beginning or end of a sentence. إذا زي ال ing modifier, an ed modifier can be placed at the beginning of the sentence and can be placed at the end of a sentence. Be careful to place the word that the phrase modifies immediately after the phrase in order to avoid a dangling modifier. Same as the ing modifier. Any modifier that you want to put in a sentence should come after exactly the name or verb it modifies. Okay? This technique can help streamline your writing by growing obvious connections between two sentences. All right, يلا يا ميسا.
The Jones family was delayed by a traffic jam. They arrived several hours after the party started. Delayed by traffic jam, the Jones family arrived several hours after the party started.
Okay, إذن these are two independent sentences. Okay, هاي وهاي two independent sentences. كيف بنقدر نجمعهم؟ باستخدام ال ed modifier. ما قلنا بنقدر نحطه يا إما في أول الجملة أو في الجملة الثانية اللي هي dependent sentence. فبتصير delayed by a traffic jam. فاصلة. The Jones family arrived several hours after the party started. فقلنا نحط كمان the Jones family arrived several hours after the party started because they were delayed by a traffic jam. Okay? دائما ال joining idea بتصير وحدة بدها تصير independent والثانية dependent. Okay? لما بدنا نجمع two independent clauses. So, okay. using a relative clause. Okay, a relative clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and describes a noun. Yes, true, false, true. Okay. أو a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and describes a noun. 1 2 3 4. واحدة منهم اللي هي relative clause بتنقوا relative clause. Relative clauses function as adjectives by answering questions such as which one and what kind. Relative clauses begin with a relative pronoun such as who, which, where, why, and when. Relative clauses are a useful way of providing additional non-essential information in a sentence. Okay? مين حكى قبل شوي؟ ميسا حكيتي؟ نور دورك صح؟
The managing director is visiting the company next week. He lives in Seattle.
Seattle. اوكي اذا هدول two independent clauses. كيف بنقدر نجمعهم يا نور؟
The managing director who lives in Seattle is visiting the
Seattle.
company. Seattle is
Seattle.
visiting the, Seattle is visiting the
عمركم
company.
ما حضرتوا فيلم شو اسمه Sleepless in Seattle؟
لا.
اوكي لازم تحضروه، هذا واحد من كلاسيكيات الافلام شو اسمه الامريكيه. اوكي Seattle.
Okay, the managing director who's visiting the company next week lives in Seattle.
Okay, then we can put the relative clause in the middle of the sentence between an or we can split an independent sentence and put the relative clause phrase within it, or we can put it at the end of the sentence. Okay? Joining ideas using an appositive. What's an appositive? An appositive is a word or group of words that describe or renames a noun or pronoun. Okay? Incorporating appositives into your writing is a useful way of combining sentences that are too short and choppy. To combine two sentences using an appositive, what do? You drop the subject and verb from the sentence that renames the noun and turn it into a phrase. Okay, شبه جملة. An appositive may be placed anywhere in a sentence, but it must come directly before or after the noun to which it refers. Appositives are always punctuated by a comma or set commas. That commas يعني two commas. All right, Aisha, did you fix your problem? Can you read the example?
Yes.
Okay.
Heartland Sanders began serving food for hungry travelers in 1930.
That's an independent sentence.
Or the colonel.
He is Colonel Sanders or the colonel. Okay? كملي أعطيني الجملة.
Heartland Sanders, the colonel, began serving food for hungry travelers in 1930. The colonel Heartland Sanders began serving food for hungry travelers in 1930.
Then an appositive حكينا, it's a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. This is the appositive, the colonel, okay? And it describes Harland Sanders. Who is Harland Sanders? He is a colonel, okay? Who began serving food for travelers in 1930. The colonel, Harland Sanders, began serving food for hungry travelers in 1930. Colonel is either placed after the noun it modifies or before the noun it modifies. طبعا. This is not colonel, it's colonel. Okay? You don't pronounce it colonel, you pronounce it colonel. لا المعرفة. Okay, using coordination and subordination. I am taller than my sister. I am the tallest. Coordination is between two things. Subordination. Oh, sorry, it's not. Okay. طيب. اشطبوا اللي حكيته قبل شوي. طيب, there are two ways in which you can join sentences with related ideas. That using a coordination, joining two related ideas of equal importance, or subordination, joining two related idea of equal importance, of unequal importance. Connecting sentences with coordinate or subordinate clauses create more coherent paragraphs, produces more effective writing. You remember the fanboys? You remember, however, after all, thereafter, كل هدول, these are coordination and subordination conjunctions. Okay? Coordination joins two independent clauses that contain related ideas of equal importance. إيمان. إيمان, سمعتيني? Can you read the example? Yeah.
Yes. I spent my interbite check last week. I am staying home this weekend. I spent my entire bite check last week, so I am staying home this weekend.
So a coordinating conjunction, fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay? To indicate a relationship between two ideas, we can use coordinating conjunctions, fanboys. These are words that join two independent clauses. ولاحظوا دايما معها شو؟ comma. Okay? A comma precedes the coordinating conjunction when joining two clauses, two independent clauses. Conjunctive adverbs and semicolon, it is a linking word that demonstrates a relationship between two clauses. They come after a semicolon that separates two clauses, and is followed by a comma. Okay? You can check Unit 3 for a full list of conjunctive adverbs. We already talked about them before. Okay? كان في حدا بده يسأل سؤال؟ مفهومي هاي الاشي؟ يا إيمان.
الكومة دايما تيجي before so صح؟
Before الفانبويز.
correct.
Before a coordinating conjunction. لأنه هاي بتجمع two independent clauses سوا. اوكي؟ فدائما لازم يكون في أول جملة كوما، بعدين بتحطي أي وحدة من الفانبويز وبتكملي الجملة الثانية. اوكي؟
Yes.
نفس الشيء للconjunctive adverb. هدول بتحطي الجملة، بتحطي semicolon، بعدين بتحطي conjunctive adverb however maybe كذا. اوكي؟ بعدين بتحطي فاصلة وبتكملي الجملة. Using subordination. Subordination joins two sentences with related ideas by merging them into a main clause and a dependent clause. إذن اللي قبلها coordination, they join two independent clauses. The subordination من اسمها subordinate يعني إشي يعتمد على إشي. They join one independent clause and one dependent clause. Okay? إذن one main clause, one dependent clause. Subordination enables a writer to emphasize one idea over the other. If a subordinate clause follows the main clause, no punctuation is required. إذا كانت الجملة dependent بعد الجملة الأساسية ما في داعي نحط فاصلة، ولكن إذا أتت الجملة dependent في أول إشي لازم نحط فاصلة. برضو check unit 3 for a full list of the subordinating conjunction. already حكينا فيها في unit 3. اوكي. مين حكى قبل شوي؟ دور مين؟ سحر I think صح؟
Tracy stopped to help the injured man. She would be late for work.
Those are
Even-
two independent clause. كيف بدنا نعمل وحدة independent ووحدة dependent يا سحر؟
Even though Tracy would be late for work, she stopped to help the injured man. And Tracy stopped to help the injured man, even though she would be late for work.
Alright, so the first one اجت dependent clause أول شيء، فبالتالي حطينا فاصلة هيها، أوكي؟ في الجملة الثانية اجت dependent clause بعد المين clause، فما في داعي نحط كوما بعدين. parallelism حكينا إنه لازم كل إشي يكون متساوي في القافية في الرhythm mostly، أوكي؟ A strong sentence is composed of balanced parts that all have the same structure. Parallelism is the use of similar structures in related words, okay, clauses or phrases. It creates a sense of rhythm and balance within the sentence. A faulty parallelism is a lack of parallel structure. Yes, true, false, yes. True, okay? When sentences are written using a parallel structure, they sound more aesthetically pleasing. Okay, جميلة، حلوة. لو الواحد يسمعها والواحد يقرأها. Because they are balanced. Repetition of grammatical construction also minimizes the amount of work the reader has to do to decode the sentence. لما تقرأوا sentence مش صحيحة تقعدوا بتضيعوا وقت وانتوا صافنين. طب شو الغلط في هاي السنتنس؟ في شيء غلط. Okay? This enables the reader to focus on the main idea in the sentence and not on how the sentence is put together. Example يا ميسا.
Kelly had to iron, do the washing and shopping before her parents arrived. Kelly had to
لحظة.
okay.
Kelly had to iron, do the washing and shopping before her parents arrived. في شيء غلط ولا ما في شيء غلط؟ What do you think?
watching أعطاها do والshopping no not.
أعطاها do، أعطاها infinitive.
Yes.
right? أعطاها أو أعطاها كمان ال present. لا sorry infinitive. To iron. To. Okay. To washing. To do the washing. و shopping. طيب شو ال correct structure يا ميسا؟
Kelly had to do the ironing, washing and shopping before her parents arrived.
اوكي شفتوا الريزم كيف تغير؟ Kelly had to iron, do the washing and shopping. ing ولكن هون infinitive. So we have to make it parallel. We have to make it rhythmically, aesthetically nice. Kelly had to do the ironing, washing and shopping, okay, before her parents arrived. So this, you guys, is how to use parallelism to give a sense of rhythm to the sentence. Okay? So, how can we do that? We can do or achieve parallelism by creating, using coordinating conjunctions, the fanboys. Okay? Yalla ya Noor.
When I walk the dog, I like listening to music and talking to friends on the phone. This committee needs to decide whether the company should reduce its workforce, cut its benefits, or lower workers' wages.
Okay, did you see how we use the شو اسمه coordinating conjunctions to make parallelism? Listening, talking, reduce, cut, lower. Okay, الcoordinating conjunctions بيعطونا مجال إنه الكلمات تكون متساوية. Creating parallelism using than or as. When comparing two items, there should be a parallel structure. To correct some instances of parallelism, it may be necessary to add or delete words in the sentence. يلا يا عايشة.
A brisk walk is as beneficial to your health as going for a run.
A brisk walk is beneficial is as beneficial to your health as going for a run. اوكي شو الكوركشن تبعيتها يا عايشة؟
Going for a brisk walk is as beneficial to your health as going for a run.
اوكي اذا شو عملنا parallelism؟ going and going. اوكي خليناهم نفس الوزن. Creating parallelism using correlative conjunctions. It is a paired conjunction that connects two equal parts of a sentence and shows the relationship between them. They should follow the same grammatical structure to create a parallel sentence. Omitting needless words, rearranging sentences, and matching word construction create parallelism. إذن, omitting needless words, rearranging the sentence, and matching word construction provides us with good parallelism using a correlative conjunction. Okay, and you have a list in Unit 3 as well of all the correlative conjunctions. يلا يا إيمان اقرأي هذا المثال.
We can neither wait for something to happen nor can we take evasive action. Correct. We can neither wait for something to happen nor take evasive action.
Okay. We can neither wait for something to happen nor take. Okay. Nor can we take. هاي بتختلف عن we can neither. Okay. الستراكتشر تبعها مختلف. هون بلشت ب pronoun، هون بلشت في فعل في verb. فبنستخدم ال correlative conjunctions to make it parallel. Neither nor is a parallel construction of a correlative conjunction. Okay? So we don't have time to do the practice. Our time is done. ولكن you can go. You can use, try to do these exercises at home. Okay, write the following sentences in another way or correct the following faulty sentences. Structure the following using sentence variety and try to do them before you go to the next slide and check the correct answer. Okay? All right, you guys. Thank you for being here today, and I'll see you in another bit with more classes. Okay? Yeah, I'll see you next.